Hello and welcome everybody. So we're live tonight. As you can see right here, we've got the test loop going. Let me get the chat up again, if I can. Oh, I gotta pull it up on Facebook. I apologize. I see Jason's here on Facebook, so welcome everybody to the stream. If you guys are interested in all into 3D coolants, this is definitely the stream to check out. I don't know what's going on with the Facebook stream, but I hope it doesn't actually look like that. All right, we got chat up, I think. You're not watching, says Precision Computing. Okay, I appreciate it. So guys, before we begin, I guess I was going to give you some background info on the test loop itself, if you guys haven't seen any content on this yet, because this is a test loop and there's a little bit, it's not exactly a system. Ooh, it still makes the noise. It is time yet, Mr. Irritable Bear. There we go, sorry about that, bumped the camera. But we get a little bit closer in here. You guys can see it's off right now. So everyone commented on my Facebook post just a couple minutes ago. They were like, dude, it's all falling out. And I'm like, well, it is off right now. So yeah, this is like worst case scenario. If it had actually entirely fallen out, this is what it looked like. So the tubes are completely clear. The reservoir, I can see the entire drop tube in it. So that is what it looked like. But here, we'll go ahead and plug it back in right now. You guys can see how much of it actually comes back to life and kind of gauge your reaction from that. Let's get a little bit closer. Hey, it's off. No, I just got rid of the little screen thing so it doesn't cover up everything. Hank didn't like that it covered up everything. Raymond Torres joined. What's up? It's Mark, he says. So yeah, it comes back to life to a certain degree. But I guess one thing we can show right away is back here on the reservoir. I don't know if you guys can see that. This dark spot right here is a lot of it stuck to the reservoir. You can see up here at the top, it's kind of like clung to the inside of that port. There's a couple other spots, but we'll be looking further into it shortly here. I plan on draining it and taking off the block, so I'll get into that in just a second here. So it has been on 24/7 for the past month. That's another thing that I had to mention. The pump is running at 100%. It's a D5, of course, and it's just a CPU loop with a 280 rad, copper nickel plated block, copper radiator, and then Singularity Computers pump res combo there with all acrylic tubing. So that's kind of the conditions, I guess. This isn't a real PC, as I said. I mean, I got no GPU and there's actually no chip in there, as you'll see soon enough. So somebody mentioned like thermal cycling, and this is true that this doesn't exactly thermal cycle at all. But as far as like 3D coolants go, especially like this carbon line, because this is Cryo Chillz Carbon, so it's not actually the same stuff that you can buy on the store right now. This stuff isn't available yet unless you, I think Daniel will get you some if you want to try it, but I don't think he's got it officially as a product yet. So that's why I figure just longevity testing in general should be pretty decent, you know, just to figure out exactly how well of a chance this stuff even has in a real loop. So this is the classic Cryo Chillz coolant. This is the regular stuff. The difference is this uses mica flakes in it, so it's like a more white, powdery, flaky stuff. This uses carbon, so it's like a more metallic, dark stuff, as you saw, is clung to the ports there. So it's not quite the same stuff as you guys are used to seeing. As I said, it's not exactly a complete 100%, you know, life-like or realistic test here, but in the long run, it does just test the longevity of the coolant. It keeps it running through a block and through a radiator. One thing that is, like I said, different is that it just doesn't thermal cycle. So I am now on Twitch. What's up, Jason? So up next, I guess I can show you guys how we drain this. I've got, if you guys can't see, I've got a nice little EK ball valve here right off the pump res, so we'll hook up a tube. I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody's comments. So with this, we'll just power it off for right now because we don't need it on to drain it. So if you guys want to take a close look, like quite a bit of it is still actually doing all right in the tubes. Overall though, I would say at least half of it has probably fallen out somewhere in the loop, and that's kind of what we're going to find out tonight, is where it's all fallen out. I'm particularly interested in the CPU block. Ooh, that's was that a subscribe? I can't tell anymore. Let me see. I think it was a subscribe. I appreciate it, whoever did something. Oh no, someone followed. Meme Hall or something or other like that. Close enough. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. So thank you for the follow. Like I said, thank you everybody who is joining tonight, whatever platform it may be. If you're on Facebook, you can check in the description, and the link to the Twitch and the YouTube are in there if you want to watch on either of those places. I know it's a higher quality image. It's 1080p on those, so that might be something that you want to do. Thank you, Mr. Real Rodimus, for the bits. Thank you everybody for the bits. Sorry that I don't have the little annoying thing on the screen anymore, because I know how much you guys like that, but yeah. So which way to turn this valve? Another follow. Thank you. Oops, that's definitely not the right way. So there we go. We have the valve open up a port, and let's get rid of this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I think this loop has had about enough of it. So yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Since it is just a test loop, I'm gonna try doing. Some people don't recommend to do this, but you definitely can try. I don't think it gets anywhere. Not on the reservoir. That's too bad. So we're still gonna have a little bit of a mess. And oh no, did I not grab any paper towels? I think I got some around here somewhere. But we'll take apart this CPU block here, and then we'll check out what exactly is going on. But it may get a little bit messy because, as you guys can tell, loops don't always drain 100%. Like, we can tip this guy and stuff, but yeah, I don't know how much it's actually gonna help drain it. Nothing at all. It doesn't even move. So that's unfortunate. As I said, I'll have to find some paper towels here and clean up the mess that it makes. Otherwise, it'll just have to spill onto the nice mod mat. Nah, you gotta blow it, he says. I tried sharing on my timeline. I got the message, sorry, the post sharing couldn't be loaded. It may have been recently deleted. Weird. I appreciate you trying to share the stream, my friend, but that's weird. I didn't delete the stream. I promise. So, as I said, this is probably just going to make a bit of a mess, but that's okay. We're all about that on this stream. Ooh, this is fun. Acrylic tubes do not flex at all when you're trying to pull them out. So yeah, if you guys do have 3D coolant and you want to try 3D coolant, make sure you have a decent drain setup, at least some sort of drain setup. Otherwise, it'll be a pain in the butt if you ever have an issue. And as most people know, when it comes to 3D coolants, that's the coolant that's most likely going to have an issue compared to like just a transparent coolant or a pastel, whatever it may be. 3D coolants definitely have the most issues. Seems like no matter what brand you pick, some have issues, some don't. And it really depends on the loop. I don't know if one of my mods from Discord is still watching this or if he is watching it tonight, but he's been running this carbon stuff in his loop for quite a while, and last I heard it was running just fine. So I don't know. This stuff didn't really make it, but that's okay. There we go. So we got a little on the bench, but we'll survive. Oh no, we got some on the dead motherboard. You guys are gonna clip that, I know it. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, he just got coolant all over that motherboard. But just wait till you guys see the socket. The water is the least of its problems. This board will never run again. Cable on Matt actually sent it to me. It's kind of funny. And when I got it, it's got splish, she says. Rip Mobo. Yeah. No, it's got some pretty nasty pins in here. Matt shipped it to me, and like before he sent it, he was like, yeah, it's all good and everything. And it's like a perfectly fine board. When I got it, it was like just pins like mash. I tried to like flatten them out, but at the end I noticed, I'm pretty sure there's one just completely missing. So I don't want to risk a chip in this board, so I've deemed it dead, because it pretty much is. Is this seriously unscrewing from the other side? Okay. So we'll pull the block off here. Don't worry, there's no thermal paste either. Although I could have added thermal paste to the socket, and then you guys really would have loved it. So inside the fittings, here I'll dump out a little bit of the fluid there. There's not like any debris like in the fittings itself, so that's not too bad. But we'll see what's actually inside the block here. Let me pull the fittings off the block. Trigger everyone. I use an air pump to blow up. Yeah, you definitely can. Like what I've found to work pretty good is those like if you have one of those PC dusters, you know, the electronic, it's like a vacuum, but it blows instead of sucks. You can use those. Those work actually quite well, because I mean they're not like a crazy powerful pump by any means, so you're not going to blow anything up or anything like that. Let me see if I can get a better angle on the block here, because we're going to be looking at that now. Just threw isopropyl alcohol and hit with a heat gun and let it set for a day. All good. Still use it. No, dude. I'm not worried about the coolant. Like I said, the coolant's not going to matter. It's the missing pins, man. I didn't realize you were here though. But yeah, it's the board's missing, the socket's missing pins. The coolant on it doesn't make a difference at this point. The poor bastard. Yeah, I can still see the missing pin. That's probably not worth putting a chip in and risking, you know, damaging the chip. No, I was talking about my formula board. Oh, I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, Matt. The coolant doesn't matter here. But yeah, if you guys do spill coolant on your motherboard, just like I did like that, like Matt said, you can get some nice isopropyl, get hopefully like a lint-free duster, but although like a paper towel would definitely work. And definitely hit it with that, hit it with a little heat gun. Don't like put the heat gun next to the board, obviously, but dry it off. Just leave it sit out too for like a day or more, you know, however long you can wait. The longer the better, and there's really no issues with getting any of your hardware wet when there's no power going through it. People freak out about water cooling because they're like, what if you spill water on anything? It's like, well, as long as it's not running, it's not going to damage it. And even, I've heard of stories where people have had fittings blow off and spray coolant everywhere in their rig, and they shut it down right away, and it was fine. So like, even, as long as you're around to catch it, I mean, that's a pretty rare situation there. Thank you for more cheers. It blows instead of sucks. Yeah, dude. You guys gonna quote me on that one too? Right, just dry it off and let it sit for days and you're fine. Yeah, exactly. So we're really making a mess here tonight without any paper towels. But here it is. This is what we all wanted to see. There is whatever. Let's see what this actually. It is definitely like metal. Like I can feel it. It almost feels like I didn't clean my radiator. Is what it seems. I mean, I definitely cleaned my radiator, but that's what it feels like. It's really weird. It's not really the best debris, although I really don't think there's enough here to actually impact performance that much. I mean, there is some, but like I said, there's really not enough to totally cause the block to not have any flow, which is where you'd actually start losing performance. And this stuff wipes out really easy. So I was going to show you guys what I usually do for cleaning blocks. Let me grab my little cleaning supplies right here. Isopropyl alcohol is definitely a good thing to have around for cleaning pretty much anything with PCs. So we'll get out the bottle of ISO. But for nickel-plated blocks, even copper is fine. I actually like to use a toothbrush and guess what? Guess what? And toothpaste. So that actually works pretty good. I bring it to the sink and then you just kind of scrub it out. You take your toothpaste, you put it on there, and just take your toothbrush here. And like I said, none of this stuff was that bad. You can just kind of brush it out as far as that goes. The toothpaste should actually help polish your block to a certain degree. Otherwise, ISO works good. Make sure you don't get too much ISO on the O-ring. You can dry them out with ISO. But besides that, not too bad to clean this stuff up from what I can tell. Overall, nothing's like caked on here. So all in all, as long as you can pull your stuff apart, this coolant isn't too terrible. I know some people have had experiences where it has stained and clogged stuff up pretty bad. However, I have never had that. Every experience that I've had with this stuff, when it does kind of fall out like it did in this loop to a certain degree, it usually cleans up pretty easily. I guess what's going to be the toughest part is this reservoir tube. I'll show you here. Now you can kind of see it a little better in the back here. There's definitely a lot, and I don't know why it does that in the reservoir tube, because it's a reservoir tube. We added that drop tube about 3 weeks ago, and I think that actually made it worse. Like stuff coated on that drop tube, and then all around it pretty much is all like, it almost looks smoky because there's just some metal particles. I'm not really sure what it's all about, but if Daniel gets time to watch this, maybe he'll be able to comment on the video. Otherwise, I'm sure I'll talk to him one of these days and I can just mention, because this is kind of a newer line of coolants, so he's still figuring it out, and I'm sure it's just part of the kinks. Like I said, I've heard stories of this carbon stuff actually working really well. I've even heard, I think Greg said that it actually reduces temperatures. I don't know by how much, or really if it's held up in the past few months, but it has worked out. Also, Matt's internet's dying. Okay, it's not just me. Matt, you're dying slowly. Is it dropping frames? I might have to get a Wi-Fi extender out to here. I could probably try doing that. Twitch died. The actual stream died. For a sec, it's back now though, right? My CPU block was a problem to clean out, says Josh. Is Twitch still going? I don't have Discord open, but if it isn't, someone DM me, I guess. I think it's still going. It should be. It didn't give me like any warning. Maybe. Let me double check the stream here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, just saying it did, but we're back now. It's just saying we're dropping some frames. I think it's just the internet tonight. That's too bad. We'll have to find. No, it's not even the stream. It's I'm streaming off Wi-Fi. Looks like it's like sandblasted the tube. Yeah, you're dropping frames, it seems. Yeah, I believe I am. It's dropping a few. It's dropping hard, he said. Is it really, really bad? I mean, like I said, I'm just gonna have to get a Wi-Fi extender out here. It hasn't done this before, so I guess I don't know, but maybe there's more people using the internet tonight, sort of dropping hard frames. Dang it, how's Facebook going? John just joined on Facebook. Seems like it's stabilizing now. It should be okay, and we don't have too much further to go. I'll get the trivia question going here, so you guys can get that out of the way before we go. I've kind of went over cleaning the block, and we kind of checked out what was in there, because that's really what you want to be worried about. I mean, as bad as the stuff in the reservoir looks, if that's all that happened, it wouldn't be that bad. But you may have seen your temps increase a degree or two from the debris that was in the block. But what you really got to look for, if you can't tell that your coolant is failing, is your temperatures. Is definitely analyze your temperatures. Always keep an eye on your temperatures. It's just a good idea in general to do anyways. If you're running any kind of coolant or water-cooled PC, always keep an eye on things. So for trivia, the trivia question tonight is going to be, which way, so this is going to be, you guys are going to be guessing really fast, but what's the best orientation for a radiator when you're using a 3D or any colored coolant is what people tell me, although I've always put them whichever way works best for tube routing. So let me make sure I catch you guys in chat. Loser. What do I do if I discover a civilization is formed in my block? Yeah, a civilization in your block would be a little rough, man. Okay, the question is, what is the best orientation for your radiator when running a 3D coolant? That is the question. So if it helps, the orientation for this rig is ports up. And you guys can let me know which way is the most ideal when you're running a 3D coolant. And obviously the prize was a bottle of UFO coolant. So whoever answers first correctly, you don't have to get the 3D stuff. He also has opaque coolants, so that's good stuff to check out as well. I've been running his opaque for a while in my rig and had no issues with it. So there's that. The 3D stuff, you're kind of more on your own, I guess. I've been trying to test it as much as I can, and I hope to test it more. So if you guys are actually interested in 3D coolants like this and looking to see what happens when you do the regular Cryo Chillz, this is what you can buy. Ports on top, damn it, I got it first, says Jason, and he is correct. Top mounted ports right after that was Real Rodimus. Well, Mr. Jason, you get your bottle of coolant, my friend, so DM me about that. Finesse, says F in chat, that's too bad. Matt Augsburger joined on Facebook. Is Twitch really that bad? Is it still getting worse? I mean, we've covered a lot, but never used a 3D cooler. Yeah, 3D coolant, like I said, it's really not for everybody. It's more for people that are really into water cooling, I would say. They like tinkering with their loop. Or if you just have, like, say you got a LAN coming up and you want to really make your rig look cool and you're bringing it to your LANs, you can show off to your friends. Throw it in for the week, you know, whatever. Bring it down there and go to your LAN, have that running in there. Then bring it back home, and usually in a week or 2 weeks even, there's not enough fallout, if there is any at all in that short amount of time, to be where you can just flush it quick and throw in whatever coolant you want after that for a more long-term stable coolant. Because even the Cryo Chillz 3D, Daniel says is good for about 6 months. After that, he has had it last longer than that. However, after that, it's just kind of, it's hit or miss, I guess. It really just depends on the loop, how you have it configured, all that good stuff. There's really so many variables when it comes to water cooling. No matter what coolant you have, if you have issues, it's kind of tough to narrow them down, but just kind of take note of what you notice that happens with your coolant and go from there. We're always around on Discord, Facebook, whatever. If you guys are having coolant issues, hop in our Discord, post on our Facebook, be like, guys, something's going on with my coolant. And I'm sure there'll be a bunch of people that are happy to jump on that post and help you figure out what happened with your coolant, whether or not it's 3D or just a pastel, or if you're just using plain distilled water. If it hasn't shipped yet, you'll probably be waiting till after the storm. Yeah, I'm not so sure. The storm's pretty scary, guys. Stay safe if you're on the East Coast anywhere. I saw those pictures today. That's a pretty freaking crazy. Oh, Night Dude, says Irritable Bear. Thank you for all the cheers, man, and have a good night. I appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, I'm sure most of the shipping on the East Coast is pretty messed up. So I'm sorry if you guys are ordering and something does get held up because you're on the East Coast. If you guys ever do have questions about your order, like if you haven't gotten it yet and you're supposed to, shoot an email to shipping@performancepcs.com or sales@performancepcs.com. We're always happy to check out the status of an order and help you guys get it figured out. We know that sometimes it can be a hassle to get in touch with the couriers and whatnot. So we're always happy to do that for you too if there's any issues with your orders. So just let us know. Yeah, shipping anywhere around. Yep, the storm is coming really bad. Is it bad if I hope I get out of work? Probably not, dude. But too bad I won't get out of work. We'll be here. So to keep this rolling, we will be here next week despite the storm. I hope everybody survives and keep us updated on how it's going out there, everyone. But next week we'll definitely be back with more. I'm finishing up Matt's R6 build here pretty quick, and I'm getting the distro plate figured out, so that is coming up as well. Hopefully next week we'll have another stream on that. As far as what we're gonna do with this coolant in the future, I'll be running, like I said, I'll be running this blue in this test rig. I'm nearly done with my test bench as well. However, it hasn't played the best with 3D coolants. I have custom reservoirs in there, and those seem to destroy 3D coolants pretty bad. So I'm not certain if I'll run those in there. However, I was gonna ask you guys, since this seems like a crowd that's interested in 3D coolants or just coolant in general. There's coolants like, if you guys didn't know, Mayhem's has their like Pastel Extreme and a couple others that actually are nano coolants. So they have particles in it, much like a 3D coolant does, but it's not quite to the same size. It's not an effect coolant. They're usually just a one plain color. But those are, Mick himself from Mayhem's claims that those do improve your temperatures. I was going to say I could throw one of those in the test bench and test those, you know, versus a regular coolant like X1 or even just distilled with inhibitors. I'd probably do that. I'm sure you guys would like to see just plain distilled versus everything, because that's kind of a good baseline. But would you guys be interested in seeing other coolants other than just 3D stuff? I've done quite a few 3D coolants on here. Like I said, we'll continue to test this stuff when I can, but there's even more options out there than just 3D stuff. So I don't know if you want to see some of the other ones. Power line adapter. Yeah, I'm sorry if the Wi-Fi is getting bad. I'll probably just have to end the stream here tonight, and we'll get some better internet going. Like I said, I'll have to get damn, can't watch this. It's like 56K. Oh no, I'm sorry guys. I'll get the stream fixed for sure by next time. Or run a cable, yeah. That'd be the most ideal situation. I appreciate you guys letting me know, and like I said, we'll get the stream fixed here soon enough. It's almost a definite. But on that note, guys, like I said, let me know if you want to see some other coolants like Mayhem's coolants. I have a block cleaning video on YouTube, so go check out our YouTube. If you have run into this with your coolant, you need to clean up. Great video to watch. So go check those out. Subscribe to our YouTube, subscribe to our Twitch, or follow us, whatever you want to do. I appreciate it, guys. And thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight. Once again, I apologize for the internet. I'll get that sorted soon. Do a dyeing guide for pastel coolants. Okay, I can do that. I've definitely done some dyeing streams before. If you do want to go back in our old streams on YouTube, I believe there's some on there. But I don't know if I did pastel or not. So I'd be happy to do that. We can dye some pastel coolants into some different colors if you want to see that too. I got plenty of dyes, and we can get some coolant. So I'd be happy to do that. I will put that down. But for anybody else, feel free to leave a comment on this video on YouTube or on Facebook. Hit me up on Facebook, Discord, shoot me an email, whatever you want to do. But until the next one, guys, like I said, next week we'll have some more modding content with the bench and Matt's R6 build. So stay tuned for that. I'll be posting on it as soon as I know more. And we'll see you then, guys. So have a good night, and thank you everyone for coming. Happy modding and happy water cooling.